I just request you to remove this part of the packet and keep it separate and don't tinker with anything else yet. Just keep this packet separate and leave the box alone. Don't tinker with it yet, you'll get an opportunity to do that. Right?
Thumbs up. I was asking.
So everyone, don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask as many of them as you can. Respect is the rule, right? And agree to disagree, right? Those are some of the ground rules that we follow. And remember, as we go through the session, that we'll repair and grow. If something breaks in your project, that's okay. Don't fight with your friends. We'll try to fix it, right? We'll get interactive and we'll rule the makerspace. You are the kings here and queens here of the table, right? Problem is something very, very similar happens in most neighborhoods, in most scenarios, where Robbie's friends are always in a hurry. They see their balls heading to the road and they spell. The approaching cars to them appear blurry. Oh no, they've forgotten about all their rules in a hurry. The balls are approaching the road. Once the ball goes, nobody cares. Everyone just wants to get the ball. This is the problem that is common in rest scenarios when kids are playing outside. And remember, you're now putting yourself in shoes of grade 2 learners. This is something that has been done repeatedly by grade 2 learners, so you should think from that perspective. That is a problem scenario. That the Robbie's friends just don't follow any safety. The park is next to a busy street, but her friends cross it without looking around. Robbie wants to tell her friends about the safety rules. She also wants to build a mechanism that would stop her friends and remind them that they need to follow the rules. That's what we'll try to do. We build the mechanism together. And specifically for this workshop, we have some specific ground rules. Keep your inner child alive. Keep your outer adult in check. Okay? No sticking wires up your nose. It can be fun, but I can assure you it's dangerous. If your circuit doesn't work, it's not a personal attack. It's okay, sometimes things will not work out. And resist the urge to test the circuit with your tongue. It will not end well, I can assure you of that. Right? So in this process, if you have any challenges, you have some NatureNurture team members wearing different hats. All the various thinking hats represented by different colors. If you want facts, if you want feelings, if you want ideas, all of them, if you want some risks, all of them are here. And we have to create a safety mechanism where, using the parts that you have on screen, using these parts, we have to create a safety mechanism that we may alert Robbie if things are not going as per plan. And simultaneously, in the pack that you have a thumbs up and down, traffic lights, some legal speed worksheet which you will use in the session later. For now, we are using the core components that we have and trying to create a mechanism that may alert Robbie's friends, which we will try out in the real world right here and see if there is a way to alert Robbie's friends when they are about to get in trouble. You have only 8 minutes for this and we try to assemble a circuit. There is the answer right there. For some of my learners who may need help for it, the answer prompt is right there that can help you build it, but your time starts now. Let's get building. We're just building the circuit, let me try it out. You have this view
You have a switch.
With the tools,
Circuit has to be closed down.
first can we not put the tools and can you put the other ones?
remove space, but
circuit board, red board.
Which is in the other direction. It's not my class. The switch is in the other
Are you set? Is your siren working?
Yes.
Okay. So let's test it. Okay, wonderful. We'll try it here. That are through, you can try it in the real world on our model. You can try it in the real world if you're done with your project. Opposite. You'll put this. Tested their project. Who else wants to test their project in the real world? Right here. Last 2 minutes for our learners. Those who are struggling, we'll help them out. All settle down to the debrief and the activity. Can we all settle down? Raise your hands if you can hear me. Raise your hands if you can hear me. All right, amazing. So we are going to do the interesting part for educators. We're going to pass out a set of learning outcomes and see how much of it we learned by doing. Okay, this is red alert right here. So now, just looking at the problem that we just went through, we'll talk about what all we covered, and you think in classroom context what all was achieved, and you keep ticking the learning outcomes as we go. We'll do some prompts, right? And I encourage you to open the packet that you have in front of you, right? We have some prompts right here for you. This means me too, right? This icon, can we all do it together? The hands. If you have a similar answer, me too, right? If you have a different answer, right? If you have something to say, right? I'd like to add on to what you said, right? And I respectfully disagree. So you have these cards also. You can put up those cards. Every time you want to say yes, you can also put up the green light. And let's decode the project together, right? So how many of you have to cross a road while going back or coming to the park? This is something that we are discussing with our grade 2 learners, remember. Immediately as we are doing and building the context. So now we'll start from this side and we'll assume the answers that your grade 2 learners will give. Do you have to cross a road while going? Green or red? You can use your thumbs up icon. Do you all have to cross a road while coming from a park? Show me green, thumbs up, right? Is there a traffic light or a pedestrian crossing on the way? Green or no? Green or red? What may happen if traffic rules are not followed? Vardhan? Grade 2 learner.
Accident, Bhadam.
Okay. What else might happen? What else might happen? Anyone, just speak up. Traffic jam might happen. Okay. Can you think of a device that can ring an alarm if any rule is being broken? Mom? Okay, that is one option. What else? What other device can we think of? The device. Siren? Fire alarm? Siren? Okay, wonderful. How can that alarm be used safely on a zebra crossing? It will buzz the minute someone's crossing, we see that. How will the alarm ring? Can wires, switches and batteries be used safely to make such an alarm? Yes or no? Green or red? You can use your different answers also. You can have something to add also. How safe is it for you to handle such materials? Can you go home? You need help? Can you go home and do it on your own? No. You need help. You're grade 2 learners, remember. Yes? Right? Would you need adult supervision for creating something like this? Health, wellness and safety is embedded right here. We have to be realistic. We are creating a simulating environment, but it is in the real world out there. Right? What will make the alarm work? Circuit? Sensors? battery, wires, switch, right? All the components make it work together. Moving on to technology. Can you identify the components of the circuit with the help of your educator? You'll all be able to with grade 2 educators, right? Which component in the circuit produces sound? Siren, buzzer. Okay. Do you see such systems around you? School bell? School bell. Where else? पानी की टंकी भर गई? House bell? Wonderful. Should these components be arranged in a particular sequence to be able to ring? Yes. Okay. Is there only one way of doing so, or are there many ways of doing so? Many ways of doing so. I'm not seeing your green. What would you do if you put the components in the correct sequence, but your alarm still doesn't work? Maybe SIM connection? Troubleshooting? What will you do? What will we do? We'll look for issues. We will debug. What will we do? We will debug. Right? One form or the other. Does back and forth asking questions to find out the problem help you fix the problem? What is this term called? It happened here also. What is this term called? Reflection, problem solving. What is it called? Teamwork, collaboration. Okay, we are learning a new word. Do you need to take care of your things to keep yourself safe while making this circuit? Can you put this in your mouth, nose, ears? How would you help Robbie's friends know more about safety rules? What could you do? Now you've made this project. You're a grade 2 learner. How will you tell Robbie's friends how to follow safety rules? Show them the situation. What else can you do? So can we all briefly create on the back side of this document that you all have, can we briefly create a situation where we are educating Robbie's friends about the rules? It can be anything. Everyone's having the pages also. You have the pencils and the papers. In this, can we all draw the situation? How will we tell Robbie's friends about the problem? And illustrate how you as Robbie will tell your friends about this problem. How can you illustrate? And remember, we have only 2.5 minutes for this. Only 2.5 minutes. You're a grade 2 learner, remember. This role play is another. You have to draw something to illustrate. We have to draw something. How will you draw the rules so that Robbie's friends understand? And it can mean anything. It can be a poster, signboard, situation, anything. Up to you. Up to you. Up to you. You can tell the story what happens if rules are not followed. Anything up to you. What? You just have to depict how Robbie will tell the rules to her friends using any illustration of your choice. It can be a poster, it can be bullet points, it can be a story. To you. Yeah. No, you move in. The last 60 seconds. Come on, it's time bound. I want someone to show their design and talk to us about it. I want someone to show their design and talk to us about it. So you're Robbie. You have to use an illustration to explain the rules to your friend. But you have to illustrate. And now whatever the illustration is in your mind as a second grader, how will you use a piece of paper to communicate the rules to your friend? This paper, this pencil right here. You've drawn? Yeah. So we'll call you when you share with the whole group. So one artwork is ready. Okay, another one is ready. Who would like to have the courage to show and share? Come up. Show me your design and share. Okay, ma'am wants to go first. So ma'am has designed an acronym called LOVE. Look to you to your left, to your right. You should read it.
When on road, L for look to your left, look to your right. O for observe the traffic light color. So then make a decision based on red, green or orange. V, very alert, stay very alert. E, ensure you are safe and you don't put others in trouble and ensure their safety.
So who else? You have to show us your design also.
Yes,
Your design. Sir is talking about his design.
Yeah, just there should be a signboard that to alert the children that first of all you have to observe the surroundings. If the road is clear, then only you have to put your step on the road. So that's
wonderful. Wonderful. So one more here. Okay, we have a wonderful abstract design. What's this?
This is a zebra. If you don't follow it, you'll have trouble, and this boy is crying if you don't follow.
So as we move on, we can also do a role play. In the interest of time, we don't do this, but we can also do a role play where you're showing a situation, how that child might get hurt. We can prepare a poster and let's do something else. We'll try to look at mathematics. Some of my financial gurus, you balance your balance sheets all the time. How many blocks, what is the total number of connecting blocks required to make one alarm? These are the type of questions I give in my law entrance. What is the total number of blocks required to make one alarm? What the question might mean may be very many different things. Total number of blocks. 12, 3, 6, 5. So everyone, even though mathematics is perfectly objective, everyone comes up with a subjective answer and you're all right. Because all of your models worked. 6 right there. If there are 4 entrances to the park, how many connecting blocks will we need in all? Multiply into 4. Yes? What is the total length of the circuit? Can you tell me, you look at your circuits, what is the total length of your so see the board, do we have units here? So what is the length? Look at the board. There are units on the board. Look at the board. Do you see units here? Yeah. So the length of 7 of the circuit, 7 units. Right? 21 in units, okay. On average, one battery lasts for 3 days. How many times will the battery need to be changed in the month of February? Who will tell me? 10 times, 9 times, 9 or 10? Will it work on the 28th day? First time when you're putting the battery, is it a change or is it not? It's a change. It's a change. You're putting something in, you need 10 batteries, right? So you need 10 batteries. So these are some of the examples of the outcomes. So let's look at the page you have. I'm at down to my last 5 minutes. Let's look at the page you have in front of you, which looks a little bit like this. Let's try to tick the learning outcomes which we just accomplished, or maybe not at all. Health, wellness and safety. Identify an emergency situation at home or school. This was an emergency situation. We can tick it. Identify, name and describe the different safety devices to keep us safe. Right? We talked about it. Right? Personal, social, emotional development. Identify a problem and seek to find out a solution. Accept others' ideas to solve a problem. Engage in problem solving activities. Recognize unsafe situations. Warn a peer about safety risks. Demonstrate pride in his or her achievements. I saw all of you were so happy. This you cannot deny, right? Choose activities and materials based on personal preferences, likes and dislikes, what we like, we don't. Language development. When we presented our story, present facts, information, experiences and ideas through various oral and visual forms. We could do a role play. Express feelings, ideas and thoughts using a combination of illustrations. Gender equality. How did we do gender equality in this? One is absolutely, we all work together. Robbie in this situation was a girl, and like Robbie, she was playing with her friends. Both boys and girls are doing the same activity, right? Mathematics, we identify units of length, brainstorm the situation where we need to divide numbers, carry out multiplication division when we did in the end. Entrepreneurship. We were having this whether entrepreneurship and PBLs are the same thing or not, but outcomes can all be achieved regardless of what we call the terminology. Did we identify a solution in the locality, a problem for a solution in the locality? And that is the core of entrepreneurship, finding solutions. Cognitive thinking and expression. Investigate why we need traffic lights. We all thought about it. Examine the use of sirens. Explore what would happen if there were no road signals. Design and technology. Identify the design and technology used in road safety equipment. We talked about it. Creative thinking and expression. Create an artwork on the theme related to travel and safety. You created beautiful posters. Coding. Now, we had no computers, we had nothing, still we did a lot of coding. Attend to precision when creating instructions, we did. Identify and address bugs or errors, there were so many, and reflect on ways of debugging. So this right here are the learning outcomes, maybe 40 out of 500. We didn't use any books, as Anju ma'am was just talking about. We didn't use any context, we just came together to solve a problem. And something that grade 2 learners do with such beauty all across, and all of us can step into those shoes, be learners and create experiences. All we need to do is tie them to learning outcomes, and you will see that you will never fall short of time. You will always have time. Thank you so much. That has been our session for today. Now remember, you have to clean up after yourselves. So we'll put all of the material back as good learners, as good PBL learners, right? We'll join downstairs for the session. Vardhan, if you have some closing thoughts. Vardhan is all set. He wants to make his circuit again. We'll not disturb him, but we'll all join back in the main stage area for some tea and then for the remaining sessions. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Agar aaj maza aaya to kal double dhamal hai. 1 hour of workshop which is going to be led by Vardhan tomorrow. Do not miss that. Sharp at 11:30. Thank you.